Hey guys, this is Manifesting Better, and I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account. The link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available. The link for that too is in the description box below. So today's topic is something that gets asked a lot in the question answers with my clients, in my comments. It keeps getting asked that I have been doing something for so long and why is there no movement? So I will give you my take on it and what are the possible reasons why there is no movement and how to fix it, right? So the first thing you need to understand is what do people mean when they mean movement? So usually according to people and according to us when we are manifesting something, and in this community, what we call movement is something in relation to the thing that we are manifesting that is not the exact manifestation but something like that happens. So for example, I'm manifesting a job and I start getting interviews. I'm manifesting money and someone gives me a bit of money. I'm manifesting a relationship with a specific person and that person calls me or that person texts me, right? This is what people call movement, and this is what is defined by movement. Now let's go at it in a deeper perspective. Let's understand what movement actually is and why we see movement sometimes and why we don't see movement sometimes and how do these things go. What actually is movement and what we call movement is a series of events that happened in our life which, because of our past experiences, we connected and called it movement based on our own limitations. I know I complicated it a lot, but let me explain. So because we are all different, every person is different, we all connect different things differently because different things mean different things to us. So for example, if I have always been good with money and I know I have to pay a bill or I have to invest money somehow, and that money gets cut from my account, I will think of it as a good thing, which means that I have enough money so that it can get cut off and I will get a more higher return on it. But for a person who has been scammed before, money getting cut out will probably mean a bad thing, right? So just an example, can be many things. So let's say for a person who has had not so good relationships, when their significant other doesn't call them or doesn't tell them something or tells them that, for example, let's say a person comes and this their specific person tells them that, oh, I don't like your shirt. Maybe because in past events this led to an argument and maybe they took it on their self-worth, they start calling it that something is bad. But maybe for a person who is living in a confident mindset, whose state of being and self-concept and beliefs about people and relationships is good, they might take it in a teasing way and they start making it a flirting thing and they start flirting back, right? So movement is basically nothing but a series of events that happen, which means 2-3 things happen, and based on our past experiences we connect these two things, right? So let's say incident A happened and incident B happened, and because my past experiences tell me that when A and B happen together it means this, so I connect these two events and I say that this is what is happening. So it is either good or bad based on what I think, and based on my own limitations I start calling it positive movement or negative movement because I have a certain blueprint in my mind that this is how my manifestation will come and or should come, right? So if it is going according to that, I call it positive movement. If it is going opposite to that, I call it negative movement, which means, let's say, because I think in order to manifest a specific person, they have to first call me and they have to send me a gift. So if they do those things, I call it movement and I say that it's working. But if they don't do those things, if they maybe don't call me but they text me instead, I start calling it a negative movement because of my own experiences and my limitation and how I think the process should go. This is what Neville Goddard and every teacher means, that the how is not in your control, right? But because we are humans and we have been living this life here in a physical plane and have been connecting things, we connect things like this. So I intend my definition like you understood the definition, right? But what actually happens is that because of our past experiences, because of our own belief systems, and because of our how we view things, we sometimes are not capable of realizing that things might seem one way but they are the opposite. So for example, if I am manifesting a job and I get scolded in my current job, I start thinking of it as something bad. But maybe that is what was supposed to happen for me to get the new job, right? So because my mind tells me that this thing happening means it's bad, I start calling it bad, and then I start freaking out, and then I start asking myself, why isn't it working? Why isn't it happening? What am I doing wrong? Right? Instead of understanding that there are many things that I don't understand. There are many things that happen in my life that are beyond my understanding, and that is why the how is not in my control, because it's beyond me. And if the how is beyond me, then that means I am not supposed to understand it, right? Because if I was supposed to understand it, I would. And if I cannot understand it, that means that it's not my job to understand it. Let me give you another example. So I am right now sitting in my room. There is a TV in front of me. There is my almirah at my right side, and then there is my AC and my bookshelf at my left. Now you have a pretty good idea of what my room looks like. You probably can imagine it. You can probably, so as I was saying these things, there are probably images that come in your mind. But you cannot tell what it exactly looks like until you are here. Which means sometimes we can only understand something and see something with the eyes that are capable of seeing it. So sometimes we can only see where something was leading after it has led to that place. Sometimes we can only understand why something was happening after it has happened and after I have gotten the results I had to get from it. So maybe that previous job, my boss was scolding me because if he didn't scold me, I wouldn't focus on myself, and if I wouldn't focus on myself, I wouldn't get the new job. But I can only see that when I get the new job, and then I can look back and understand and connect the dots, right? So this is what it means when everyone says that movement is always happening behind the scenes, because we are looking at things from a very micro perspective. We are looking at things that today this happened, tomorrow this happened, and because today this happened and tomorrow this happened, and my mind, because of my limitations, tells me that this isn't how it should go. I say that it's not working and there is no movement. But maybe today what happened and tomorrow what will happen, and yesterday what happened, in a bigger picture, which I cannot see right now because my eyes are not capable of seeing that, was all the time taking me to where I have to be. So sometimes when I look at things and I don't see something happening, it's not that nothing is happening. It's that I am not capable of understanding what is happening because I'm looking at things from a very small perspective, from a very micro perspective. I'm looking at things from a very limited mindset. And because I don't know what is happening in the bigger picture and what is happening in the realms where I cannot see it, I start saying that it's not working. I start saying that I'm not doing anything well. Because movement is not just movement when you call it movement. Movement is everything that happens. So for example, if for me to get a text from my specific person when I'm manifesting them, there were 1,000 things that were supposed to happen. I had to wake up on a certain time. I had to eat a certain kind of lunch. I had to eat a certain kind of dinner. I had to walk to the gym instead of going with my car. I have to come back from a gym on a specific time. I have to eat something on a specific time at dinner. And because of all these things, I am present here in this time where I have the perfect opportunity for when this person calls me, I'm able to receive it. Or when this person texts me, I'm able to receive it. But we only call the text or the We only call the text or that call that we get movement without understanding that what events led to it that we don't recognize. All of that was leading me here. So when you say that there is no movement happening, there probably is. You are just not able to understand it right now because you are looking at things from a very small micro perspective. Because we as humans can only understand what our eyes can see. We cannot understand what is beyond our eyes, right? We cannot understand what we are not capable of understanding. Just like right now, you can only see a few colors, but the world scientifically doesn't look like this. It's just that our eyes are only capable of seeing this much. And just like for a person who's colorblind, if they cannot see the color green, you can explain it to them 1,000 times. They won't be able to see it till they have the eyes that can see that. Now, if you have been in this journey for a long time, months and months, and you haven't still seen anything shift, it's probably because of two reasons. One, it's because you are not shifting, and you're only trying to shift under the pretense that something will change outside, which means that it's not a real change, which means that every moment and every chance you get, you still choose your old self-concept, your old identity, your old image instead of your new one. The second reason why it cannot be happening is that you are dwelling in the old and you are thinking that I'm living in the end, but you're not. You're living in the end of trying. You're living in the end of waiting. You're living in the end of putting yourself down. Now, for this, I already have made a video on living in the end. I already have made a video on states while manifesting, and I have several videos on how to put yourself first. I will be linking them down below, and I will be making more videos on this topic. So don't worry, I will get it covered. But I really hope and intend that you got the point of movement. And if you're doubting that nothing is working out for you, you seeing this video is a part of your bridge. You having bad days is also part of your bridge. These things are only coming for you to clear. Just get this thing in your mind that as soon as you start living in a certain state, everything around you starts conforming to that. Even if it's your resistance, even if it's your opposing feelings, they are here to teach you what you can work on. That's why ignoring them is futile. I really intend that you got my point, and I will see you in the next video.